When people talk about turning points in the Linux desktop world, they often point to moments like the rise of Ubuntu, the introduction of GNOME 3, or the disruptive flexibility of KDE Plasma. But every so often, something appears that feels less like an iteration and more like a reset, and that is exactly where System76's COSMIC Desktop fits into the story. COSMIC is finally here, not as a preview, not as a half-finished experiment, but as a real, usable, daily driver desktop environment that represents years of work, frustration with existing limitations, and a bold vision for what Linux on the desktop can and should be. This is not just another theme, not just another fork, and not just another layer on top of GNOME. COSMIC is System76 stepping forward and saying that Linux deserves a desktop designed from the ground up for modern hardware, modern workflows, and modern users, without compromise. To understand why COSMIC matters so much, you first need to understand System76 itself. System76 is not just a random company making software for fun. It is a Linux-first hardware manufacturer that has been shipping laptops and desktops with Linux pre-installed for years. Their flagship operating system, Pop_OS, has always been about solving real-world problems that Linux users face, especially those coming from Windows and Mac OS. Pop_OS build a reputation for being stable like Ubuntu, modern like GNOME, and practical like a power user setup, especially for developers, engineers, and creators. But over time, System76 hit a wall with GNOME. Every release meant reapplying patches, rewriting extensions, and fighting upstream decisions that didn't align with their goals. COSMIC was born from that frustration, but it grew into something far more ambitious. COSMIC started life as a heavily customized GNOME shell experience inside Pop_OS. It introduced tiling window management, keyboard-driven workflows, and a cleaner approach to system navigation, all while still relying on GNOME under the hood. Users loved the ideas but felt the limits. GNOME updates often broke features, extensions conflicted with each other, and System76 was stuck maintaining a fragile stack. Instead of continuing that endless battle, System76 made the radical decision to build a brand new desktop environment from scratch. That decision alone is monumental because creating a desktop environment is one of the hardest things you can do in the Linux ecosystem. It requires deep integration with the system, graphics stack, input handling, accessibility, performance tuning, and long-term maintenance. COSMIC is the result of System76 committing fully to that challenge. One of the most important things about COSMIC is the technology behind it. COSMIC is written in Rust, a programming language known for its focus on safety, performance, and concurrency. This alone sets COSMIC apart from traditional desktop environments like GNOME, which is mostly written in C, or KDE Plasma, which is largely based on C++ and Qt. By choosing Rust, System76 is betting on a future where the Linux desktop is more stable, less prone to crashes, and better suited for modern multi-core systems. Rust's memory safety guarantees reduce entire classes of bugs that have historically plagued desktop software, and that has huge implications for reliability over time. COSMIC is also built with Wayland as a first-class citizen. While many desktop environments still treat Wayland as an optional alternative to X11, COSMIC embraces Wayland fully. This means better security, smoother animations, improved handling of high DPI displays, and more consistent input behavior. For users running modern hardware, especially laptops with mixed DPI screens or advanced touchpads, COSMIC feels like a desktop designed for today rather than a relic adapted from the past. At the same time, System76 understands that not everyone is ready to abandon X11 entirely. So compatibility layers exist, but the direction is clear. COSMIC is forward-looking in a way that many desktops are not. Visually, COSMIC is clean, modern, and purposeful. It does not try to mimic Windows, and it does not try to imitate Mac OS. Instead, it takes familiar concepts and refines them. The panel, the launcher, the workspace overview, and the settings all feel cohesive, as if they were designed by one team with one vision, rather than stitched together from multiple projects. Animations are smooth but not distracting. Transparency is used sparingly and intelligently. Fonts are readable, spacing is consistent, and the entire interface feels balanced. This matters more than people realize, because visual coherence directly affects how comfortable a desktop feels during long work sessions. One of COSMIC's standout features is its approach to window management. Tiling is not an afterthought, and it is not forced. Cosmic allows users to switch seamlessly between floating and tiling workflows. You can drag windows with the mouse like a traditional desktop user, or you can rely entirely on the keyboard to tile, resize, and move windows with precision. This flexibility is something many Linux desktops struggle with. Tiling window managers like i3 Sway or Hyprand offer incredible efficiency but require a steep learning curve and heavy configuration. Traditional desktops like GNOME or Cinnamon focus on mouse-driven workflows and often feel clumsy when juggling many windows. Cosmic bridges that gap by offering a hybrid approach that feels natural no matter how you prefer to work. Keyboard shortcuts in Cosmic are thoughtfully designed and highly customizable. System76 understands that power users rely on muscle memory, so Cosmic makes it easy to redefine shortcuts, create new ones, and adapt the desktop to your habits rather than forcing you to adapt to it. This is especially important for developers, content creators, and system administrators who spend hours every day switching between terminals, editors, browsers, and documentation. Cosmic feels like it respects your time and attention. The Cosmic Launcher is another area where System76's design philosophy shines. It is fast, responsive, and flexible. You can use it to launch applications, search files, perform calculations, and trigger system actions. It feels closer to tools like Rofi or uLauncher, but with deep integration into the desktop environment. Unlike some launchers that feel bolted on, the Cosmic Launcher feels like a core part of the experience. It is one of those features that quietly becomes indispensable once you get used to it. Settings in Cosmic are refreshingly straightforward. One of the long-standing complaints about Linux desktops is fragmented or confusing system settings. Cosmic aims to centralize configuration in a way that makes sense without oversimplifying. You can tweak appearance, behavior, input devices, displays, power management, and accessibility from a unified settings application that actually feels complete. This is particularly important for new users coming from Windows 10, Windows 11, or even rumors of Windows 12, who expect a certain level of polish and discoverability. Cosmic delivers that without hiding advanced options behind obscure configuration files. Performance is another area where Cosmic makes a strong impression. Because it is built from scratch with modern hardware in mind, Cosmic feels snappy even on mid-range systems. Window animations are fluid, CPU usage remains low during idle, and memory consumption is reasonable compared to heavier desktop environments. This is especially impressive given that Cosmic is still young compared to decades-old projects like KDE Plasma or GNOME. System76's focus on optimization and efficiency is clear, and it shows in everyday use. Cosmic is deeply tied to POP_OS, but its implications extend far beyond a single distribution. POP_OS has always been based on Ubuntu, and that foundation remains. This means users still benefit from Ubuntu's massive repository ecosystem, long-term support options, and broad hardware compatibility. At the same time, Cosmic gives POP_OS a distinct identity that separates it clearly from Ubuntu GNOME, Linux Mint, Zorin OS, Fedora Workstation, and other popular desktop Linux distributions. POP_OS with Cosmic feels like its own platform rather than just another Ubuntu flavor. The arrival of Cosmic also changes the competitive landscape among Linux desktops. GNOME has long been the default choice for many distributions, including Ubuntu and Fedora, but its design decisions have often divided users. KDE Plasma offers extreme flexibility and power but can feel overwhelming or inconsistent to newcomers. Cinnamon focuses on familiarity but moves slowly. XFC and LXQT prioritize lightweight performance but lack modern polish. Cosmic enters this space as a bold alternative that tries to combine modern design, performance, flexibility, and user control in one package. It does not try to please everyone, but it clearly knows who it is for. For Windows users considering a move to Linux, Cosmic could be a game changer. Many people are frustrated with Windows 11's design changes, increasing hardware requirements, forced updates, telemetry, and uncertainty around future versions like Windows 12. Cosmic offers a desktop that feels modern without being invasive, customizable without being chaotic, and powerful without being intimidating. When paired with POP_OS, which already has excellent NVIDIA driver support and out-of-the-box usability, COSMIC becomes one of the strongest arguments yet for switching to Linux in 2025 and beyond. Developers will also appreciate what Cosmic represents. System76 is building COSMIC in the open, with clear documentation and a commitment to long-term maintenance. This is not a hobby project that might disappear in a year. It is backed by a company whose business depends on delivering a high-quality Linux experience. That stability encourages third-party developers to invest in integration, extensions, and native applications. Over time, this could lead to a healthier ecosystem around COSMIC, similar to what KDE Plasma enjoys today. Accessibility is another important aspect of COSMIC's design. From the beginning, System76 has emphasized the importance of making the desktop usable for people with different needs. Keyboard navigation, screen reader support, high-contrast themes, and scalable UI elements are all part of the plan. While accessibility on Linux has historically lagged behind Windows and macOS, COSMIC shows real potential to close that gap if development continues in this direction. It is also worth talking about how COSMIC fits into the broader Linux philosophy. Linux has always been about choice, control, and freedom, but those values sometimes come at the cost of coherence and polish. COSMIC challenges the idea that you have to choose between freedom and a refined user experience. By providing sensible defaults while still allowing deep customization, COSMIC demonstrates that Linux can be both powerful and welcoming. This balance is crucial if Linux is ever going to grow its desktop market share in a meaningful way. Of course, COSMIC is not perfect. It is still young and there will be bugs, missing features, and rough edges. Some users will miss certain GNOME extensions or KDE Plasma widgets that are not yet available. Others may prefer the ultra-minimalism of a tiling window manager like Sway or the familiarity of Cinnamon. But what matters is not that COSMIC replaces every other desktop, but that it pushes the entire ecosystem forward. Competition drives innovation, and COSMIC is a strong new competitor. Looking ahead, the future of COSMIC is incredibly interesting. System76 has already hinted at deeper integration with hardware features. Better power management for laptops, improved multi-monitor handling, and more advanced workflow tools. Because COSMIC is modular by design, it has the potential to evolve rapidly without breaking existing setups. This is an area where traditional desktops often struggle, and COSMIC's architecture gives it a real advantage. The impact of COSMIC may also extend beyond pop_OS. Other distributions could adopt COSMIC as an alternative desktop environment, just as many offer GNOME, KDE Plasma, or XFCE today. Imagine Fedora COSMIC, Arch Linux with COSMIC, or even a rolling release distribution built specifically around COSMIC. If that happens, COSMIC could become one of the major pillars of the Linux desktop landscape. In the end, System76's COSMIC Desktop feels like a statement of intent. It says that the Linux desktop does not have to chase Windows or macOS. It says that companies can invest seriously in desktop Linux and deliver something genuinely new. It says that performance, design, and user freedom do not have to be mutually exclusive. COSMIC is not just another desktop environment. It is a vision of what Linux can be when developers are willing to rethink assumptions and build boldly. For anyone who has grown tired of incremental changes and recycled ideas, COSMIC is refreshing. For long-time Linux users, it represents hope that the desktop experience can continue to improve without sacrificing core values. For newcomers, it offers a polished, capable, and modern environment that makes Linux feel less like an experiment and more like a true alternative. System76's COSMIC Desktop is finally here, and whether you end up using it daily or not, it is already changing everything about how we think of the Linux desktop.